Okay, you could say none of them. I mean, that's a cop-out as far as I'm concerned.
No, it's not.
Thinking the same thing. You got to pick one. You got to pick one.
Most likely to win another title. That's all. So another of the three. If you had to pick amongst the three, you had to pick one. And the Hall of Famer bows out and doesn't even answer the damn question. None of them. Most likely. It doesn't say guarantee. Doesn't say you're going to win. Doesn't say promise us. It says of the three, who's most likely? And you can't even answer that damn question. Well, I will. I say Steph Curry. And I'm going to tell you why. Here's what I would tell you about Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors that needs to be taken into consideration. If Draymond Green is a suspended for those 20 games, not only are they in the playoffs, I said not only do they make the play-in, they make the playoffs. I don't think they're even in the play-in. He was suspended for a lot of those games. When he's on the court, they win basketball games. Okay, they had like the third best record in the NBA when Draymond Green came back from the suspension. So we have to remember that. We also have to remember some of the young talent they have. Look at Kuminga and how he came on to come up. Look at Podziemski, who's going to make an all-rookie team. You know what Steph can do. Klay had a down year. What you need is some girth. When they won the title, Doggy, Andrea, remember they had Andrew Bogut in the middle. They had Zsa Pachulia and somebody else. You had a big body. You didn't have Draymond playing the five. That's what their major problem is, okay? When you look at their young talent, when you look at the superstar that is Steph Curry, when you look at their the ability to hit perimeter shots, okay? Andrew Wiggins, could you show up and show up post, please? Everybody's got family problems, and I get all of that. And nobody's trying to poo-poo that or dismiss that in any way. But if you can go to the bank to get the check, you can go to work to earn it, okay? Show up to work, okay? But the point is, from a skill perspective, they have pieces. What they don't have is girth. And I don't believe, and as long as Draymond, because I believe in Draymond, as long as Draymond don't get himself suspended and he's on that basketball court, if you get another big body, you can do some things if you're the Golden State Warriors. I give him a chance.
Steve, how would you just overall assess these last 3 weeks, this preseason in general?
We've had a great preseason. We've, I think, had a lot of competition. We've had every guy coming in good shape and playing hard and playing well and playing together. And, tonight obviously was not a fair fight given that the Lakers sat all their guys, but it didn't take away from the way we played, how hard we played, and so, yeah, I'm really pleased with our progress to this point, and it'll be fun to get started for real.
Steve, your guys' first 5 made shots were all assisted. You had 37 assists on 51 made shots. How encouraged were you with the ball movement tonight and throughout these 6 games?
Yeah, it's great, and we took good care of the ball as well, and a lot of good offensive flow tonight and throughout the preseason. So I think we're getting to where we need to be, but it'll get a lot harder, obviously, once it starts for real.
What about the first 5-man group? Obviously, Steph's not there, Melton in his place, but those other 4 who we've talked about, kind of an interesting combo with Wiggins, J.K., Draymond, and Trace. What did you see from them tonight? Was it the step forward you wanted?
Yeah, I thought Melt really did a good job of kind of connecting that group, and Draymond played a fantastic first half. Didn't take a shot, but controlled the whole game. And I like the size and athleticism with that lineup, so it sets a good tone for us on the defensive end.
Steve, what was your message to Trace at the end of the last season, and how has he looked to you over the summer and into the preseason now?
The message was keep working, keep getting better, and run the floor. I mean, we talk to him all the time. When he sprints the floor, it's you can feel it. And I say the same thing to J.K. and Wiggs. We need those guys to get out and sprint, and so I think Trace, the last 3 games in particular, has really been doing that, and. He and Melt have a nice connection on those lob passes, and Trace has had a good camp. It's fun watching him.
I know it's hard to take stuff away from this game in particular, but how would you evaluate the way that JK played today on both ends?
JK was good. Again, we're really pushing him to run the floor. I mean, that's his gift. His athleticism, his speed, and he has a tendency at times to kind of get into a home run trot instead of going Usain Bolt and sprinting and as fast as he can. And when he does that, you feel the impact. He sprints the floor. He might get a dunk, or he'll pull a defender with him. Somebody else gets an open shot because of him. So the last 2 games, he's run the floor harder, and he's done some nice things.
And then Moody being the 11th player to touch the floor in the first half and starting the second half. What was the decision-making, the thinking with that?
We have a whole roster full of guys who are capable of being in the rotation. I have some really difficult decisions to make Wednesday night in Portland. Literally every guy on our roster is capable of being in the rotation, which bodes well for the 82-game season. I think we're going to be well suited to play through injuries and any other absences. We're well prepared and well stocked to put a really good group of players out there. So, but it makes for difficult decisions, and we'll see where we go on Wednesday. But there's going to be, no matter how you slice it, we're gonna have to leave some good players out of the rotation. I don't know who that's going to be right now. I haven't made up my mind because I haven't seen the separation because they've all been really good.
To kind of follow up on Danny's question about Kuminga, what do you see from him defensively? You mentioned yesterday he still needs to get better on defense, and it seemed like some possessions I was watching he was engaged and active, and others he kind of drifted a bit. What did you think? Yeah,
we're working with him every day to improve his defense. He obviously has the gifts, the athletic gifts to be a great defender, and it's really more a matter of being in the right spot, and so that when he closes out to players, he's on balance and understanding what other teams are trying to do. So he's getting better, and he'll keep working, but he has his moments where you see it and that he can be more consistent.
How quickly have you seen Andrew kind of catch up to speed over the last 2 games and over the next 5 or so days until Wednesday? What do you want to continue to see from him as he continues to ramp up and stuff? Yeah, I mean,
I thought he looked good tonight. He was moving well. We got him up over 20 minutes, and so his conditioning is getting there after the illness. And we've got 3 more practices, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, to get him another level up. And he's such a great teammate, great guy, hard worker. So he's doing everything he can to be as ready as possible.
So, the Golden State Warriors put on themselves a great performance during the preseason, going 6-0 during that preseason run. They honestly did fantastic, and we also saw a lot of the players that are coming into the scene being a bigger part of this Golden State Warriors roster, now that Klay Thompson is no longer there, and really living up to those hype. Now, when we look at some of the great numbers from preseason, we saw Moses Moody leading the scoring, averaging 15.5 points per game, 3.2 rebounds, and 1.5 assists. Another great player that also showed a lot of promise, and we are expecting even a bigger role coming into this next season, is Jonathan Kuminga, averaging 13 points, 3.8 rebounds, and also 1.2 assists. But probably not really surprising, but definitely a big increase to their shooting roster is none other than Buddy Hield. Now, a lot of people thought when Klay Thompson left and they got a replacement in Buddy Hield, a lot of people thought he couldn't live up to the hype. But he definitely showed it during that preseason, because during the preseason, not only did he average 12.2 points, but he was also averaging 6.5 3-point attempts and hit 49% from the 3-point line. Yes, you heard that right, guys. 49%. That is honestly insane. And you do have to remember that players like Buddy Hield, like their other stars, were only getting around 15 to 18 minutes per game, so they weren't playing a proper or full type of game due to the fact that the Golden State Warriors do rest our stars during the preseason since it doesn't count. So we definitely saw a lot of promise in Buddy Hield, and I think he's definitely going to be a big asset coming into this game, especially when it comes to during this season. We saw Andrew Wiggins finally make a return and be able to play like his old self, averaging 12.0 points, and Steph Curry continuing to do what he did best and take off from where he left off during the Olympics. So the Golden State Warriors have showed a lot of promise during the preseason. Not only did they go 6-0, but we saw a lot of their young stars really do very well and show a lot of promise. Another notable name is deanthony Melton, who was recently added to this team. Brandin Podziemski continues to improve since his rookie season, and also other players like Kyle Anderson showing why he deserves to be in this team as well.